Okay, guys, I'm going to be brief because Fridays are my days, meaning these are days that I dedicate towards my own craft and making sure that I'm staying on top of um, all of my plates. Imagine you're spinning a bunch of plates on a stick and you're trying to keep them all together. This is the day where I'm trying to fine tune all of my little things. I'm not trying to specifically master any specific detail. I'm trying to do it all and just feel comfortable in being myself. And by being comfortable in myself, I'm trying to be successful. Um, and I'm not trying to pull up and be like, I'm going to work on this specific thing. I want to finish the process so that if I am in a situation where I need to do what I do, I can just do it, right? And it might not be the most successful thing, right? It might not be the worst thing, right? I at least know that I can finish the process. And I don't know what Pete Carroll calls it. I've talked about it all week where he's got Tell the Truth Monday, and then on Tuesday that's the day that the players go home, and then the coaches crunch tape and game plan all day, and then on Tuesday the players come in. That's the day that they do game plan. Thursday is turnover Thursday, and then Friday, I don't know what he calls it, if he even has a title for it. It's Finish It Friday, I think, for them. This is their plan to finish the week, right? This is the as Lombardi would say, this is the big push, right? This is the big push. We're almost around the bend. This is the big push. You got to give it your all, right? But in Pete Carroll's mind, there is no need to be a big push because every play is the big push. It's just a part of the process. It's just a part of the process, right? There's no big push. But the big push in my mind is the process is imagine the entire week is fine tuning a car in NASCAR, and at the end of the lap, whether you beat your lap or not, you pull the car in to change the tires, and it's Friday, which means these tires got to get on now and let's go. Regardless of whether you're ready to mentally or not, we gotta go. So let's get these tires on. And then let's see if these things stick, and let's fucking roll. And then if we get our fucking asses kicked 3-37, so be it. you know. But you need to finish the process. You can't just show up on Friday and dick around all week because you on Thursday didn't throw any turnovers. Or on Thursday, you had like 3 picks. You can't just dick around on Friday. You got to finish the process. Just like during a game, you got to get in the mindset of finishing the play, finishing the series. How many times have we seen them on like last week with the Ravens, where it was like second and like, no, it was like third. It was like third and like super long. Like extra long, and it was that Adams shoestring tackle, and because he didn't finish the play, the tight end broke loose and got close enough that they were able to convert a 4th and short, right? And it's just finish it Friday. Let's focus on those little details so that we can finish the play and just do what we do best. Let's normalize this shit. And the reason I say this is I have Freestyle Friday. It's like one day, it's like all day long, I'm going to focus on my lower register. I'm going to focus on being right down here. I'm going to focus on like my head voice. I'm going to focus on being right up in here. I'm going to focus on stressed, unstressed syllables in my writing. I'm going to focus on just studying a certain artist in the way that they performed, and I want to see the way that they work study days. I have like hyper focused, but not on Fridays. On Fridays, I'm dedicated towards, I'm going to find a song I know I can perform, or I'm going to find a type of thing I know I can do, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to perform it, and I'm going to measure myself. Okay, my range isn't getting here. My vibrato is a little tight, so I need to do some work there, and I just make sure that on Friday my instrument is fine-tuned. And I know you're probably laughing like, oh, you sound super squawky, you sound like a teenager. I know. I am aware. But the point is, I still gotta work at this shit, right? It takes practice. And it's, you can, if you're not taking a step back from all of the other work you do, to go back and do a tune-up once a week. Not a walkthrough, because that's Saturday. Saturday is where you go really slow and you dust it off and make sure everything is nice and pretty. And okay, is everyone on board? Right? That's communication, where you communicate with each other. No, Friday is where you make sure you're on top of your shit, right? So on that, it doesn't just apply for the players, it applies for the coaches. They got to make sure that they're ready to go, because you can't really change your scheme on Saturday, because that's when the walkthrough is. God forbid, right? These players, and this is probably the last minute. You got some. Let me rephrase. So you've had injuries reports coming out all week. So on Friday, you have your game plan that you worked on all week, but on Friday, now that you have the injury report, you basically know which players are healthy or not. For example, we didn't know if Dallas was going to be healthy or not, or if McIntosh was going to be healthy or not. So now the question is, who is Kenny McIntosh? Who's going to take the place for Kenny McIntosh? Is Kenny McIntosh going to start? Who's Kenny McIntosh, you might ask? Well, he's our fourth-string running back behind Dallas, who has a hurt shoulder. Well, Dallas apparently is good to go. He's our punt returner. So who's going to get those reps? We're not really running the ball. So do we need a fourth running back on the roster right now? Well, we want him on the 53 apparently, and we don't want him to go. So they got to let somebody drop. So by doing that, you got to kind of change your whole game plan going into this week, especially since apparently Dallas is good to go. Unless they think McIntosh can return the ball. So is he going to be active too? Are they going to let Eskridge go? Right? Can McIntosh do the Jets? So it changes what you can do on Sunday for your playbook. And then therefore what you're going to do on Saturday for your walkthroughs. So the offensive coordinator can do his little finishing touches, just like the defensive coordinator can do his little finishing touches. Also, most importantly, the general manager can do his little finishing touches. And if you weren't aware, Brett Rippon from the Rams was signed to the practice squad today. And why that's important is that after this week, he gets signed. We play the Rams next week. Oftentimes general managers, they have to focus on the past, present, and future. That's why their jobs are so damn hard, because it's very easy for me to say you need to focus on the immediate now. Well, the immediate now, if you focus on the immediate now, you can get financially fucked, right? So they have a really, really hard job where they also have to predict the future. And what's really cool about this Brett Ripien signing during the week is that people are saying, oh, he's going to give all of the secrets to Sean McVay's secrets before the week. Well, they signed him the week before the Rams game, so he's probably going to get let go after or later in the season. We don't really need him, except for one specific thing. He's going to run the scout offense against the number one defense next week against the Rams. Then that's all he's going to do. I'm pretty sure he ran the Rams' number one offense when Stafford went hurt. He was their backup. And then they recently signed Wentz to be to replace him. I'm pretty sure. Is Wentz on the... Yeah, Wentz is on the Rams now. So they dropped Rippon. I guess it didn't go well. But he since he has ran the offense as a starter, he literally knows the offense. And I bet he knows like a couple tricks. It's not going to be like great, but all he has to do is be like, yeah, so let me start. The point of the scout team on practice squad is to try to replicate the opposing team's offense or the opposing team's defense. So you literally have the opposing team's quarterback running it. It's a no-brainer. It's a really good signing by John Snyder. And I hope he gets paid up front. Because he's probably not going to be on the team for very long. That's all I have. I need to get ready because in about 30 minutes I have a cipher with Rhyme Masters. And as you can tell, I'm a little dehydrated and I gotta drink some water. So I'm gonna go drink some water and I'm gonna prep my voice and all that stuff. I might do a stream tomorrow on Saturday. Nothing really happens on Saturdays, and I don't care about college football for complicated reasons. You all be well. Go Hawks.